festive lights everywhere, colors of silver, red, green, and gold, joyfulness in the air. Snowflakes are painting blankets of white, couples romance with mistletoe. Happiness reigns on this chill holiday. There's so much more to be having fun. So shout all night to bring in this season, draw in the magic so dreams could start. Every day should give us a reason to celebrate Christmas and give love from our heart.
From our heart.
Give us a reason.
Hear all the laughter when children find all their gifts under their tree. Ribbons and ornaments decorate homes with happy families.
Memories shared with the young and the old, raising their cheers together. Songs will be sung, stories be told. There's so much more than just silver and gold. Shout on high to bring in the season, drawing the magic so dreams could start. Every day should give us a reason to celebrate Christmas and give love from our hearts. Let's all the seasons on the drop. What separates us? If every day could be this way, know that good will always be Shout on high to bring in the season, drawing the magic so dreams can start. Every day should give us a reason to celebrate Christmas and give love from our heart. To bring in the season, drawing the magic so dreams can start. Every day should give us a reason to celebrate Christmas and give love from
Anong nangyari?
John! Ayan! Sige!
Ano nga yan?
Ba! Ano?
Ay, bakla ganito yun.
Yan!
Diba? I always tell you, objectives are more important than emotions. Imagination will make you credible, but play will make you unforgettable.
This program is being brought to us by TFC, the Filipino channel. This is ATC International. Welcome to Asian Television Content. Channel 31 Online TV. The views and opinions expressed by the host and the guests on this live broadcast do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of Pinoy Vibes Toronto. And also the topics are not all suitable for very young audiences, so parental guidance is recommended.
Pasyal, kainan, kahit anong kwentuhan. Basta may kasayahan, di namin kayo iiwan. Lahat pag-uusapan, sabay nating mararanasan. Ang tunay na pagsasama na dito nyo lang mararamdaman.
Dito sa Toronto, libangin tayo ng isang grupo Pinoy Vibes Toronto. Yeah! Yummy!
Pinoy Vibes Toronto, yeah!
Pinoy Vibes Toronto, online tambayang masaya.
And now, here is your host, DJ Ryan.
Good morning, Philippines. Good evening, Toronto. Welcome again sa inyong numero unang barkada online. This is Pinoy Vibes Toronto. Nandito tayo sa isa't isa, mga kaibigan. At iba, nagulat ba kayo? At meron tayong special live telecast here sa ating YouTube channel. It's all about parenting. So marami tayong pag-uusapan niya, guys, because we have a very, very special guests na nakalist ngayong gabing ito or ngayong umagang ito. And kakusapin natin sila maya-maya lang. Pero bago ang lahat, papasukin muna natin si Coco Martini. Coco Martini, come on in. You know?
Yaming umaga, Pilipinas. Yaming gabi, Toronto.
Tol, ang hina ng audio mo, Tol.
Hello, hello.
Ayun, malakas na, Tol. Malakas na.
Baliktad na naman tong mic ko.
Ganyan daw kasi pagkategi kapag gumagamit ka ng salamin ni Stark, ni Iron Man.
Oo, ni Tony Stark. Maraming salamat po, Stark Industries. Yan. Ayun, yaming umaga.
Pinadala sa'yo, Tol, ano?
Ha?
Pinadala sa'yo ng Stark Industries, right?
Stark Industries.
Stark. Okay, sige.
Ayun, maraming salamat, Stark. At saka yung ano ko lang ito, maraming salamat sa nagbigay ng relo ito. Yan. Ayaw magpabanggit. Ayaw magpabanggit ng pangalan na maraming salamat.
Para tayong relo, Tol.
Oo, ayan
malupit to.
Ayan.
Galing.
Oo, ayan Coco Martini.
Personal na yan, Tol. Ikaw na.
Oo, maraming salamat. Ayaw magpabanggit ng pangalan na thank you.
Uy, Tol, speaking
number
of...
Number 1 supporter yun ng Pinoy Vibes Toronto.
Number 1 ba? Malupit yun.
Thank you ka rin, Tol.
Thank you din. Thank you din sa nagbigay ng relo. Ayan.
Supporter ng Pinoy Vibes Toronto talaga yun. So...
Uy, Tol, Tol, malapit na mag-Merry Christmas, Tol,
Oo nga,
New Year. Handa na ka na ba? Meron na ba kayong tinoto dyan ng mga karne para i-bake or something para sa Noche Buena?
Meron tinotow na doon sa garahe kasi marami nakaharang doon kaya tinotow.
Iba yung sasakyan to na to. What do you mean? So.
Yun na nagtotow kami ngayon ng chicken.
So parang I saw. Hindi na
I
saw something.
I saw nakakita.
Pero anyway, batiin muna natin ating mga listeners ngayon. Our clips nasa Baler, nasa Baler. Quezon City tuloy. Baler, Quezon. Ayan.
Uy!
Ano yun surfing capital of the Philippines in the north. In the north. Ganon.
Uy, ano yan? Yung ano yan? Baler? Ano yan? Ano yan?
Ano?
Galang.
Ha?
Magalang.
Bakit magalang?
Laging bumabati yan, sabi, Baler.
Parang kapinsan niya si Alay, pre.
Alay.
Walay.
Baler.
Uy, ay nga pala kay Gwenda Johns. Ayan, sabi VOY for your information. I don't know if sabihin nun. VOY for your information. Hello, how are you? Voice over. Yeah, yep. So sorry, I'm not familiar with those abbreviations.
Marami na ngayon mga abbreviation, mga millennial, tol.
I know, di ba? Pero okay.
Meron nga ako natutunan yung alam mo ba yung RUG? Are you rag? Pag sinabing are you rag?
Rag? Hindi. Ano yun?
RUG.
Ano nga? Ano nga yun? Ano
are
ibig
you
sabihin?
go? Are you go? Rag. Are you go?
Are you go?
Oo. Maraming mga ano ngayon na
alam ko, kilala kong maraming alam sa ganyan si Randy. Yung guest natin mamaya. Papasukan natin. Marami siya alam ng mga abbreviation ng mga ganyan. Yung mga FYI, NBI, FBI. Alam niya yan, tol.
NBA, lagi na NBA yan, no?
Tanungin natin siya. Diba? Pero, syempre, kasi tayo, tol, hindi tayo masyadong updated sa ganun dahil wala tayo masyadong nakakausap dahil pandemic, diba? Oo. Abangin natin mga ibang mga host natin. Papasukin na natin ang ating mga guests. Diba? Kasi only 1 hour lang tong show natin. Sige, papasukin natin, ladies and gentlemen, before natin silang papasukin, basahin ko ang kanilang ito muna. Ito yung unahin natin ito.
Una yan, first yan.
First. Ayan. Siya si Noreen Lani.
Uy.
Noreen Lani is a wife, mother of 4 children, age 15, 12, and 10 and 6. And an elementary school elementary school teacher pala to, ma'am. Ayan. She is also an actress, singer, and a TV co-host. She recently starred as Aunt Zeta in the feature film Zeus. Pare, maganda yung movie Zeus na yan. Zeus the movie na yan. Hi, Chris. Ayan. Maria in short film Kaina. So meron siyang short film na Kaina. And Lita in the short film The Final Piece. Pare, ang dami na pinagdaan ng movie na to, pre. Talbog tayo, tol. Sabi niya, Noreen is a co-host for the TV segment BFF La TV or LATV. So it's Los Angeles, bro.
Wow.
Los Angeles, buddy.
Hollywood.
Syempre, ladies and gentlemen, Lapis and Pencil Pen, let's welcome Noreen Lani. Hello.
Yeah, hey.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Of course, it's our pleasure for you to be here sa aming show. Ayan. Pero before anything else, Lani, Noreen, greet mo ang ating mga viewers ngayon. Sige, go ahead.
Hello po sa lahat ng mga viewers. Thank you so much for joining us and I hope na you guys will get to learn some techniques and parenting advice from all of us. Yun, thank you.
At dyan po tayo natatapos po, mga kaibigan.
Parang
galing, no? Parang
teacher talaga si Nori, makikinig ka talaga no?
Pero hindi lang ngayon doon sa nasabi ko before si Noreen is talagang, tinan mo naman, celebrity, itsura pa lang niya, ang lakas na dating, di ba? Pag mag-host siya, mag-acting siya, mag-singer siya, bagay na bagay lahat. More entertainment, pero teacher din. Di ba? Hindi, malamang yung mga estudyante mo, Noreen, hindi natatakot sa'yo. Kasi isang ngiti mo pa lang, talagang mapapa-good vibes yung mga estudyante agad sa'yo.
Makikinig agad,
Well, malilikot din sila.
Malilikot
malilikot sila. Pero mahal na mahal ko sila. And, I really want them to feel happy and loved sa classroom. But I get in my strict moments din, syempre. Otherwise, hindi makikinig. But,
Parang ano no? Kasi mga teachers kasi, yun yung pangalawang magulang natin, di ba? Sinasabi. Na may mga natutunan tayo sa school na hindi natutunan sa bahay. Parang ganon. Pero syempre, yung mga nagtuturo na yan is ina-apply din nila kung ano yung natututunan nila sa bahay. So marami tayong matutunan kay Noreen about those things, and especially sa parenting. So, Noreen, standby ka lang dyan. Papasukin natin ang isa pang guest. Babasahin ngayon ni Coco Martini. Maliwanag naman yung salamin mo, Tol. So, mababasa mo yan. Tol. Sige.
Nandun ba sa natin? Nasa chat pa natin?
Oo. Nandun sa private, Tol. Sa private chat, Tol. Nabigla ka ba, Tol?
Nabigla ako.
Sige.
Wala, Tol. Sino ba susunod?
Ay, hindi. Wala pa nga pala doon. Okay, sige, Tol. Ako na lang, Tol.
Sige.
Ellie. Ay, si El. Si El ang ating attorney El. Ang ating, parang kilala mo to, pre.
Oo. Bedista yan.
Bedista yan. Oo. Siyempre, si El is a lawyer, actor or actress, singer, dancer, scriptwriter.
Ang tawag dyan, triple threat, Tol.
Triple threat. Oo, di ba?
Oo.
Tapos pagkakain kayo, triple threat.
Yun.
Ayan. Volleyball player. Wow, pare, matangkad to.
Hindi lang pala triple threat. 5 threat pa.
But sadali lang. But first and foremost, a mother, because that is her priority. Being a mother is the only thing that trumps being an actor. Wow. She was born to be a mother, and she enjoys every single second of it. And that is what she's so proud of being a mother to her 2 amazing children, Jed and Aliana. In fact, the first monologue Elle ever wrote is about her love for her children, entitled The Funnel Cake. Nabasa niyo na ba yan? Yung nasulat na yan? Yung
parang nakita ko,
Kasi nakakain ako funnel cake, pero mayroon siyang nasulat na The Funnel Cake. Siguro, tanong natin sa kanya mamaya kung saan ito natatagpuan o saan ito makakakuha nito or makakabili nitong itong book or
ang ganda.
Sinulat niya, oo. Siyempre, si Attorney L naman kasi is aka Maria Rodriguez, aka Tiny Rodriguez, pare. Triple threat na naman.
Triple.
Tatlong niya, pre. Marami siya. Meron pa isa, Tol, yung Tiny Rodriguez.
Tiny, kilala yan sa San Beda, Tol.
Oo, sa San Beda. Actually, naririnig nga sa yan, sa PLM eh. Yung pangalan. Hindi, joke lang.
Nga yan, Tol? Ha? Nasa kanta nga rin yan, yung Tiny, di ba?
Oo, Tiny Bubbles. Ayan. Saan yung nagsulat na? Ha?
Yung nasa Bahay Kubo nga yan eh.
Bahay Kubo?
Oo, yung bahay.
Pero didiretso mo na to, wag kang mag-start sa simula. Baka doon naman sa huli na naman siya. Sige, Tal, sige. Paano?
Bahay Kubo, kahit kunti ang halaman doon ay sari-sari, tingkamas at talong, sigarilyas at mani.
Sabi ko na eh.
Ano nga to? Mani. Ikaw, bataw, patay ni.
Ayun, okay. Okay. Alright, eto na. Sabi niya tuloy, Tiny, the soon-to-be a star of Netflix movie, TV series, and of course, Tiny currently in Los Angeles, California, pursuing an acting career and also exploring her talent in writing and directing. Wow. Mataas ang neto, Tol, yung level
ng acting.
Oo, ladies and gentlemen, lapis and pencil pen, let's welcome Attorney L or Tiny Rodriguez. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for your funny introduction.
Ayan.
Grabe.
Oy, Attorney L, nagagano mo ba yung yung camera mo na landscape mo siya?
Ba't dapat i-landscape?
Oo. I-auto-rotate mo siya.
Di tornilyo yan, Tol.
Pag ginano mo, wag kang gaganon din kasi kailangan.
Ba kayo?
Ma-adjust siya eh. Ayan.
Shucks. Yan lang.
May tornilyo yan, Tol.
Yan.
Ayos, di ba?
Yun, no?
O di game, pantay na tayo.
Hoy, teka, lilinawin ko lang. Sabi nyo, because I'm a volleyball player, I've always been, right? And sabi nyo, matangkad to. Ano ba tingin nyo? Do you think only the tall can spike? Excuse me.
Nako,
it's just a joke because I'm also a volleyball player and also 5'6" lang ako pero I'm also a spiker.
See? Yes.
Yeah. Joke lang
Anyway.
yun. Joke lang yun.
Merry
Wait,
Christmas
wait,
to
wait.
everyone.
Hey, oy, El, mag-welcome ko muna sa ating mga guests. Ayan.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Some guests. Oh. Hi, everyone. This is El Rodriguez here in Pinoy Vibes, Toronto, World, everything else. Toronto pala. Okay. Thank you for having me. And you will learn how the guests, including myself, what we did to our children. Just kidding. So I guess my method is, you'll find it kind of unorthodox, but it's gonna be funny. So wait for that.
Yun. Ayun po si Attorney L. So, Attorney L, pwede ba na kami tawagin na Tiny? Or L? Or Maria? Ano ba talaga?
Attorney or...
Pinakamasarap na sa tenga mo na yung parang, di ba? Yung
L.
Ha?
L.
L na lang, L. Wow.
Hi, Noreen.
Uy, magkakilala tong dalawang to.
Hi, Al! She just interviewed us like last
sa
week.
show, kasi may show din siya. Oo.
Hello!
Diba? And now, syempre, a father to Isabella's 17 years old and Ethan, 8 years old. He's a multi-talented actor as well in the US. And marami na siyang mga nagawang accomplishments sa entertainment industry. And isa siyang butihing kaibigan din ng Pinoy Vibes Toronto. Let us welcome Randy Torres. Hello, Sir Randy.
You know.
Hello!
Nako, andito yung dalawang asawa niya.
No.
Andito yung dalawang asawa niya.
Ano dito yung dalawang asawa niya? Ayan, ang nga ba
Kami ni
sinasabi
Doreen.
ko eh.
Sa movies.
Sa movie. Okay, sige, sa movie. So, Idol Randy, welcome mo muna ating mga viewers. Go ahead.
Yes, una-una, thank you Pinoy Vibes Toronto for having me again. Pag naimbitahan ako, na-excite ako kasi masarap na kwentuhan to sigurado. Lalong-lalo nandiyan ka, Brother Ryan, and si Brother Coco. At sa mga nanonood po ngayon, magandang gabi sa inyo, magandang umaga, kung anumang oras dyan sa mundo, magandang tanghali. Salamat po at sinamahan nyo kami ngayon at tingin namin marami kayong matututunan about parenting. So, dyan lang po kayo, huwag kayong alis.
Ayun na nga ba sinasabi ko eh, di ba? Doon pala sa pagsasalita ni Randy, good vibes na. At doon pala sa pagsabi niya, marami kayong matututunan. Hindi sa dalawang asawa, kundi sa parenting, ganyan, sa pag-aalaga ng inyong mga anak. So ngayon, let's welcome isa pa nating guest. Ito, sabi niya rito, a wife, mother of 5, an international trade consultant, an entrepreneur, involved in many businesses, a model, pageant queen, wow, a high fashion handbag enthusiast, a home chef, naglulutuin ng bahay, in short, laundry, groceries, Uber driver sa kanyang mga anak. Okay? And also, kapag magpapareserve pa na ng reservation yung mga anak niya, nandun na siya sa harap ng bahay para i-drive agad siya. And siyempre, naglilinis din siya. May time pa siya maglinis ng kanilang napakalaking bahay. Ayan. Parang alam mo na kung sino ito, Coco.
Oo, bukod pa sa nililinis pa yung swimming pool.
Yung swimming pool nila, salt water yon, hindi yun ordinary water.
Habang naglilinis siya, patalon-talon siya.
Patalon-talon siya. Pwede siya lumutang kasi salt. Ayan, ladies and gentlemen, Lapis and Pencil Pen, let's welcome Rochelle Everdeen. Hello.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, DJ Ryan, Coco.
Yes, hi.
Welcome mo natin mga viewers. Go.
Oo. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for having me here again. I know ang dami ng beses kasi nag-guest din dito. So, and yeah, marami kayong matututunan sa amin. We have I think 4 of us have different parenting skills or ways of parenting our own kids. So, yep, stay tuned.
Ayan. Ay, syempre, dumating ang ating isa pang co-host na si Adel. Pasok! Hi, Adel!
Hello, everybody! Merry Christmas wherever you are from. Hello, everyone!
Oy, welcome mo muna lahat, pati yung mga mga guest natin ngayon, Adel. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to welcome our new faces here and the not so faces here on Pinoy Vibes Toronto. I'm excited to hear what you guys' parental tips and tricks kasi syempre ako, I have two very young kids and I'm always willing to learn. So welcome everyone.
You know. So Adel, nandito si Rochelle, si Noreen, si Tiny or si Elle, and of
Yeah,
course
Bernie, yeah.
Randy. Ayan.
Randy, hello.
Kung napapansin mo, lahat sila mga aktor, mga nag-acting to at multi-talented itong mga tong nakasama natin dahil masarap kausap din yung maraming experience, especially marami ka nang ginagawa plus may focus ka pa sa family. Eh yung natin ngayon target natin is yung mga professional na mga Filipinos pero may time talaga sa family. Dahil yung mga kailangan natin hindi yung 'di ba, yung puro trabaho na lang. Siyempre may
Yes,
time
I
sa
agree.
mga anak. Oo. Ngayon, simulan natin kay Noreen. Ayan. Simulan na natin kay Noreen ang katanungan ng number 1. Ayan. Noreen, paano ka pinalaki ng magulang mo at ano ang hindi mo malilimutan sa nagawa sa iyo ng mahal mong parents?
They were very, very strict with us. How they raised us was very conservative, very Catholic. Doon ako pinanganak sa Pilipinas So napaka-stricto nila. I just remember them not really letting me go out, to people's houses. Nung lumipat kami dito sa States, like I couldn't just, go to whoever's house. Like, kailangan kilala nila. And I couldn't just spend the night like at someone's house. Pero ang hindi ko malilimutan was just the way that they raised us also with unconditional love. Like kahit ano ang mangyari, like nandun yung pagmamahal nila sa amin.
Wow, gandang kasagutan Siguro kung ako rin magulang mo, istriktuhan din kita. Di ba? Pero anyway, magandang kasagutan niya, Narina. Kasi sa Philippines, talaga medyo conservative naman talaga ang mga Filipinos, especially sa pagpapalaki ng mga anak. Especially pag lumaking, more on religious family, ganon, or family-oriented talaga. Di ba? So, thank you so much, Noreen. Ayan. And si Attorney L. Ayan. Attorney L.
Okay.
Ikaw naman, paano ka naman napalaki ng iyong magulang? Ayan, go.
Well, my parents were separated, so I was left with my dad. Na kasama niya yung lola ko, right? So ang actually nagpalaki sa akin, laking lola ko. And panganay ako, so ako yung tinutukan talaga. So just like Noreen, they were very strict. My grandma was very strict to the point na bawal mag-boyfriend. Ang rule sa amin, hindi ako pwede mag-boyfriend hanggang hindi ako nakakatapos ng law. Diyos ko, tanda ko na nun, di ba? Siyempre, ang mabait akong bata, hindi ako sumusunod. So, tumatakas ako, bawal mag-party. Sabi niya kasi, bata ka pa, whatever, right? So, bawal mag-party, bawal lumabas sa gabi, lahat bawal. So, tumatakas ako. So, ngayon, ang isa pang rule na hindi ko makakalimutan is, you cannot come home late, right? So, hindi siya time. Hindi yung, you have to be home by 6. Ang rule sa bahay namin, kailangan dumating ka bago lumubog ang araw. So, ang gauge ko yung araw. So, ako, mahilig ako maglaro pa. High school na ako, college na ako, nagpapatintero pa ako, mga ganon. So, sa village lang naman, so every time malapit nang lumubog yung araw, you will see me running talaga. Oh my God, yung araw lulubog na. So, yung mga kapitbahay namin at lola ko, kasi we're in like one street, ang kamag-anak, no? They already know, when they see me running, sasabihin ko kay Lola Tuding, mamaya na ako gumano yun kasi lulubog na yung araw, gano'n. So, then every time I do something, which is always late ako umuwi, ganyan. Diba? From UST kasi ako nung college, there was one time na nasabit ako sa isang kaibigan, gano'n, dumating ako sa bahay, late na, okay ko lang mo sabihin dito kung may violence. Pinapalo ako kahit college na ako. Talagang yung father ko, dapa! So dadapa ako talaga sa couch. Tapos sisigaw ko yun ng, yeah! Ganon. Tapos nakakatakot talaga. But nung medyo college na nga, iba na. Pero I will not forget that one time when I came home Hinatid ako nung crush ko pa naman, ng pogi-pogi. Tapos, naka-Mercedes-Benz pa siya, naka-uniform pa ako ng UST. My dad was already waiting at the gate. Alam niyo ginawa sa akin? Pasok! Sabay tadyak sa puwet ko. Bumalandra talaga ako sa gate. So pag ganun ko, nakita ko yung guy na naghatid sa akin, tulala sa ko, bye! Tapos pasok na ako. But you know what? I never got mad at them because there was a rule in the house that you have to be home by that, bago lumubog ang araw. Pag hindi mo sinunod, palo. And for me, hindi ako sumunod, papaluin ako. So if I didn't want me na mapalo, dapat sumunod ako. So I know a lot of people ask me why, hindi ako nagagalit, ganyan. Because it was my fault. For me, it was my fault. I chose that path na hindi sumunod. Alam ko yung consequences. So yun. Mas supil akong bata. So, I deserve whatever I got.
That's very true. Thank you so much for being honest. And okay naman, like ako rin naman, napalo din ako eh. Na sidekick din ako eh, no? Pero it's okay. So, ganoon talaga tayo eh. Like minsan pag gimikero or mahilig sa mga paninirador dati, mga ganoon, pag napunta sa probinsya, 'di ba? Kasama ng mga pinsan from morning until nighttime, 'di ba? Parang ganoon. Syempre nami-miss tayo ng magulang natin, nag-aalala rin yung mga yan. Ayan.
Correct.
Oh. Ngayon, si Randy.
Randy. Ang remix yun ah. Randy.
Yeah, Randy. Ikaw, ano yung sa'yo? Paano ka napalaki ng parents mo? At ano yung mga memorable na natatandaan mo pa noon?
Matangkad yan, kaya malaki talaga.
Napalaki ka, tumangkad. Lumaki ako na I only have a mom. Kasi 5 years old ako nung naghiwalay sila. And so meron akong kuya and I have a older sister na malaking age gap namin, 13 and 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So nanay ko lang talaga ang nag-guide sa amin, nagpaaral sa mga kapatid ko. And ang memorable things, hindi lang isang instance nangyari. Napansin ko to nung magkakasama kami sa bahay na every time kakain kami, hindi sumasabay nanay ko sa amin. Hindi siya sumasabay. Pag niyayaya namin siya, nanay, kain na tayo. Halika na. Ang sasabihin ng nanay ko, sige na, mauna na kayo kasi tinatapos ko pa itong trabaho ko. Kasi mananahi siya. Yung pinangbuhay niya sa amin, nananahi. So sinasabi niya, sige, mauna na kayo. Susunod ako. Tapos, nung pagtapos na kami kumain, sasabihin niya, wag niyong galawin yan. Ako na maghuhugas niyan. Ako na magliligpit niyan. So, alis kami. Yung pala, kaya yung lagi niya sinasabi yon dahil kung ano lang yung matitira namin, yun ang kakainin niya. Minsan talaga kasi mumo na lang talaga, yun ang nakakainin niya. Kasi syempre, nag-iisa lang siya. Mahirap ang, ang trabaho niya. Yung pera is very limited. 2 kapatid ko is nag-aaral. So, naintindihan ko yun later on na yung pala yung reason ba't hindi siya sumasabay. And kaya memorable sa akin kasi pinakita lang niya kung ano yung sacrifice na talagang gawin ng isang magulang para sa anak nila.
Wow.
So touching naman yan. Doon pa lang talagang, di ba?
Very touching.
Nanay na.
Naiiyak na si Michelle.
Sorry,
wala namang kanunan.
Kailangan ba ng tissue? Hindi tayo na
Parang
pero may tanong ako kay Randy, may natitira ba baka naman inuubos mo?
Ayaw nga.
Kaya lumaki si Randy.
Baka meron kasi
kaya ikaw ba pinakamatangkad?
Bata eh. So siya pag subo ko may nahuhulog.
Ikaw pinakamatangkad sa inyo?
Magka-same height kami ng kuya ko, para kaming 5'10", tas ate ko 5'8".
Naku. Kaya may natitira ba kay nanay mo? Baka kaya kayo lumaki dahil ubusan niyo na siya.
Extra margarine prechas. Si Randy actually pag nag-shooting naka-high heels yan, 6'8". Hindi, loka. Pero sa totoo lang yung mga magulang, ayon nga dito sa nababasa niyo dito sa baba, di ba, parents talaga is talagang showing unconditional love, di ba?
Yeah.
Tanungin natin si Rochelle. Ikaw, Rochelle, tell us something about it. And alam ko matindi rin ang hugot na ito eh.
Maraming hugot, ganun eh. Actually, raised ako din sa Philippines. And I remember when I was young, my dad was sick actually. So, you know, yung nanay ko yung parang mananahi din yung nanay ko actually. So she was also mananahi. And I remember that yung sardinas, kinakain namin nung maliliit kami, naghahati-hati pa kami sa isang can, right? So that was thing. Ang hindi ko makakalimutan actually is my parents are very strict. So yung mom ko, hinahabol kami ng pat-pat. Kung sino, abuti na lang ako kasi yung pinakamabilis tumakbo. So, yung kung sino yung maiwanan, bala kayo yung maano. Kasi syempre kagaya ni El kanina sinasabi niya, gabi na, hating gabi, lampas madilim na, nagpapatintero pa.
Inabot siya.
Yes, so hinahabol din kami ng ang mama ko, maririnig ko na yung pangalan ko, Rochelle, ganyan sasabi ko, shit, yun na yung mama ko. Magtatago na ako sa ilalim ng puno, nag-i-sneakin ako, kunwari nasa bahay na ako, ganun. Pero ako, mabilis ako, pero I feel bad sa sister ko, kasi siya yung laging nahagip, tapos alam mo naman yung pat-pat,
Hagip
tapos
talaga.
pumapapat, but you know what, it's the way we're brought up, mahigpit talaga mga Filipinos, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, totoo.
Yeah.
Actually, si Aiden may kwento din yan eh. Thanks for sharing sa kwento mo. Ikaw nga, Rochelle, Aidel, ano yung naalala mo na ano?
Okay, ako naman, parang si Miss Elden, laking grandparents din ako. However, kasi my parents both work sa Manila. But they do try their best na pag mga summertime, either we go sa Manila and then nag-vacation, ganun. So that's the most memorable thing growing up. Because I left Philippines when I was 14. So aware na din ako sa mga nangyayari doon versus how parenting is here. So I know for a fact that my grandparents are super strict. And yung parents ko naman, they try to be like the cool parents. So palagi kami lumalabas pag we're with them. However, pagbalik talaga sa probinsya, kasi sa Leyte ako lumaki, pagbalik doon, nandun na yung grandparents, diba? So sila talaga yung majority nagde-discipline sa aming magkakapatid. And yung napapansin ko, I mean, I remember siguro yung pinaka-stricto sa
Nga, stricto talaga yan eh.
Very strict.
Strict talaga. Strict talaga pag hindi ka gagalaw.
Pag sinabi lang na strict,
Am I still here?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, welcome back, Ido. So, ano yung
Wait, where did you?
Ano sinabi mo?
Last thing I said? Ano ba sinabi ko?
Yung strict. Yung strict. Hindi stop dance. Strict.
Oh, okay. Wait, should I start over?
Okay.
Sorry, okay, wait, I lost my train of thought. Yun nga, so I grew up with my grandparents kasi both of my parents were working sa Manila, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, when it comes to memories with my parents naman, with being strict or disciplinarian, siguro yung dad ko yung disciplinarian, and my mom is more of the sweet side, parang ganon, right? She's more on words, but never harsh words naman din. Like, she'll just saway, but nothing negative. Yung dad ko naman, yun yung parang gain niya yung the way my grandpa would be so strict when it comes to like palo. Pero dahil hindi kami with them all the time, not with my parents, hindi ko masyadong naranasan yung palo from my parents. Pero sa grandparents naman, dun yung stricto. Actually, yung topic natin ngayon is about how to properly guide our kids when it comes to studying things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doon naman, kasi lola ko teacher, tas yung lolo ko medyo sa engineering side siya ng career. Very on the books when it comes to dapat makagraduate, dapat nagsa-study. Guys, I only have 2 hours talaga. Growing up, 2 hours lang ako manood ng TV. Tas TV Patrol pa yun kasi kung ano lang pinapanood ng grandparents ko, yun lang din yung pwede kong panoorin. Tapos sa tabi ng dining table namin, and doon na yung mga poster board na may mga multiplication table. Tapos yung isa naman, mga letters. Tapos yung isa, yung periodic table. Okay? And then, just to paint the picture talaga kung gaano sila ka-strict when it comes to making sure nagsa-study kami. The living room and the dining room is parang divided siya by this gigantic wall na puro encyclopedia. Na alam ko, mga viewers natin nakaka-relate, ang dami-dami encyclopedia. And then pag hindi kami manood ng TV, dapat nagbabasa kami ng encyclopedia. So, when it comes to being strict, yun talaga, study. And then curfew, 6 p.m. Pag wala ka pa sa bahay ng 6 p.m., which never happened to me kasi maliit pa naman ako noon. Ilalak na yung gate. And my brother at one point had to climb over the gate just to get into the house. Kaya ganun sila ka-strict talaga. Ibang-iba sa the way my friends grew up here sa North America.
Ayan. Sige. Thank you so
Sana
much.
hindi ako nag-stop dance doon. Nag-stop dance doon.
Hindi. Panoorin mo na lang siguro mamaya para... Mga 30 minutes din yun, Adel, Mga 30 minutes.
Talaga ba?
Oo.
Ay, okay, half the segment na. Sige.
Si Coco Martini rin, ito, sa Manila rin to, pinanganak. And, sige nga, Coco, ikwento mo, short story lang about your life as a kid.
Lumaki ko sa
Thank you so much, Coco Martini. Very nice story. It's so heartwarming and hindi, go, Coco.
Yun ang favorite ko sa lahat ng story, yung sa'yo, Coco.
Hindi. Nung lumaki ako, sa ako lumaki?
Lumaki ka ba? Ay, sorry.
Sa ako nabotas lumaki, Daang Hari. So, natatandaan ko na. Oo, yung parents ko, mabait naman sila, siyempre. Kaya lang, minsan medyo makulit ako, ganun, napapalo. Hindi ko makakalimutan yung, tinuro din sa akin yung paano kumita ng pera, ganun. Kasi, tatandaan ko nun, maliit pa ako. Meron kaming sari-sari store. Tapos, nagtatrabaho yung dad ko sa bangko. So, meron siyang parang, sideline. Bumibili siya ng, yung mani sa Divisoria. Hindi pa naman uso na ng mga, yung wala maiiwan sa akin. So, kasama ako bibili ng mani sa Divisoria. Tapos, one time sumama ako, may nakita akong laruan. Gusto kong pabili. Iiyak ako, ganon. Bibili lang naman kasi titinda yun. So, ko. Yung, alam mo yun, yung naglulupasay.
Tol, maputik sa Divisoria, Tol. Hindi putik-putik ka nun, Tol.
Hindi talaga. Wala kasi pambili talaga nun. Ngayon ko lang na, na ganon.
Na-realize.
Oo. Tapos, wala naman pambili. Kasi bibili lang naman, pantinda yun So, wala sa budget yun. Pinalo ako nun. Naranasan ko yung paluin ako ng sinturon. Tapos
Sa Divisoria sa bahay na?
Sa bahay na.
Sa bahay na, okay.
Tapos, yun. Tapos, nung lumalaki ako, yun nga, titinda naman Kasama ako ng, yung pagbabalot naman sa plastic. Tapos, ang pang-seal namin nun, yung sa kandila, yung ginagawa.
Susunugin.
Yun. Yun, dinadala niya yun sa bangko para sa mga office mate na binibenta niya. So, ayun, naranasan ko na, yun, yung pagtitindang ganun, para kumita. Yun, pag nagbabalot akong ganun, binibigyan din ako ng kumbaga bayad sa akin dahil o yung nagagano ng kandila.
Thank you, Coco, for sharing that.
Oo, napalo. Naranasan kong, mahapdi, Tol, yung pag napalo ka ng sinturon, ang hapdi.
Oo, mahapdi talaga.
Ako kasi nung bata ako, isang beses lang ako nasinturon ng papa ko, pero nakinig ako sa mga consultation ng mga kaibigan kong bata. Ang ginawa ko, nilagyan ko ng tsinelas yung puwet ko. Kasi alam mo pag after ng school, personal base, 'di ba? Yung mga alam mo yung personal base? Ano ba tawag doon, Tol? Ibang personal base. Ano bang ibang tawag doon? Ewan ko kung nakaranas kayo nun Pero yung kada isang base pag nataya ka, parang naka-jail ka, nakadikit ka dun sa puno, parang gano'n. Ayun, tapos pakatintero, ganyan. Pag uwi sa bahay, nagdi-dinner na sila, sabi ng papa ko. Kasi parang sundalo yung papa, parang isang salita niya lang, stricto siya. Parang kami yung mga dalaga, parang gano'n. Na parang, sabi sa kuya ko, kunin mo yung sinturon, ayun na yun. So ako naman, labas muna ako, lagay ako ng tsinelas. Inanda na yung sinturon, paghampas gano'n, kahit naka-tsinelas ka, I'm telling you guys, kahit naka-tsinelas ka, ang sakit ng paghampas ng sinturon. Hindi sa sakit ng hampas o ng balat ng sinturon, kundi yung sakit na parang pinapalo ka ng magulang mo dahil sa nagawa mo kasalanan. Ayun doon ako napaiyak. Tapos, may time pa doon na
inuutusan, kasi 12 years old pa lang yata noon, or no, mga 13 years old, nagdi-deposit na ako sa bangko. Kumbaga kailangan na ako sa bangko kasi may business din kami. Nagdi-deposit na ako noon. Parang isang ride ng jeep, tapos nagdi-deposit ako, kailangan na ako ng manager, ninong ko 'yon. Every time 'yon. So tinuturuan na nila ako mag-business before. Ako yung naniningil sa mga kasi may kain din kami doon na inuutang ng mga apartments, mga ganon-ganon. So ako yung naniningil. Sa kabataan ko, ganun, natuto na ako as for marketing, mga ganon-ganon. Anyway, kapag kabataan tayo, bad man yan or good na napakita, hindi ko masasabing bad na from the parents kundi meron yang certain lesson na matututunan natin paglaki natin na pwede nating mai-apply sa pang-araw-araw natin at especially sa ating mga anak, di ba? Alam mo, ito pa na experience ko. 40 minutes na tayo naggaganito. Parang nag-i-intro pa rin tayo. Hindi po tayo pumapasok sa mismo.
Isang question pa lang tayo, tol.
Ganito ang Pinoy Vibes Toronto. Hindi natin alam yung oras.
Limang oras tayo dito, no, Ryan?
Ayun nga. Actually, target natin 1 oras lang Pero di ko nga alam ba't parang
Teka, Ryan, yung sinabi mo na naglagay ka ng tsinelas sa puwet. Alam mo bang na-try ko rin yan? Like you, sinabi ng mga kaibigan ko, maglagay ako ng notebook. Yabang ko. Ay, sige, hindi ako uwi, maaga ngayon. Kala niya, late ako, no? Pagdating ko doon, kul ako dapa. Sure. Di ba? Lagay ako ng notebook. Unang palo, pak. Okay.
Nag-acting ka nun. Nag-acting ka ng pangalo.
Inner monologue ka muna.
Acting ka na talaga.
Pero yung pangalawang palo, tumigil siya. Lumapit. Hinawakan yung puwet ko, alam mo, naramdaman niya. Kasi nga, hindi ka, unlike you, Ryan, normal sa aking paluin. Kasi nga lagi, sutil talaga ako. You can just imagine, siguro kung anak nyo, talagang bubugbugin nyo ako Sobrang talaga sutil ko. So, alam mo talaga yung sanay na siya sa palo. So, alam niya yung tunog ng puwet ko, di ba? So, yung pangalawa, kahit ba yan tinanggol yung notebook ko. Mas malakas yung palo tuloy kasi oh my God. Anyway,
I just have to say, may spring yun Pag hinanong ko mas masakit kasi bakal lang yung dumidikit sa puwet mo, di ba?
Oh my God. But anyway.
Tol, ako, naranasan ko din yan, yung pinalo. Nilagay ko, encyclopedia.
Grabe ka ba? So,
hindi.
Anong volume? 21, tol? 21? 21 ba yan? 21?
Letter A, tol. Letter A.
Letter A?
Kapal ng letter A. Sabi ng daddy ko, di pa kita pinapalo, namamagana yung puwet mo.
Teka, Ryan, meron ba kayong dito before the show started? Yung warning na we're talking about violence here.
Disclaimer, meron tayong disclaimer. Ang tanging may attorney ka naman so malulusutan natin yan.
Kaya nga sinasabi ko na beforehand, violence, kids, do not listen.
Yeah. And especially mga kids, ito yung experience ng inyong mga tito-tita rito, #tito alert. Ganyan. So, yung mga naranasan namin before. Pero dito sa Canada, of course, and US, it's not allowed to hurt your kids. And,
so take them to the Philippines first.
Doon na sila paluin sa
Parang sarap dalhin nila sa Philippines
May bantay bata naman doon. Pero, syempre, iba kasi yung kahit konti lang napitik ng magulang mo dahil sa pagkakasala mo, napakasakit na yon. Alam niyo bakit? Kasi,
ang sensitive mo naman.
Iba yung emotion ng 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 magulang mo. Alam mong galit sila.
Ryan. Kasi ako talaga wala akong naramdamang guilt. Sa totoo lang. Parang walang sakit. Parang sanay talaga ako. So nakikita niyo yung difference natin, di ba? Kasi magbabait nga talaga kayo growing up. Noreen, ito napakamukhang napakabait. Sumunod sa lahat ng sinabi sa kanya. Si Ryan,
nasa tubig lang
combination mo dito sa meron.
Ako sutil din ako. Sutil din ako actually.
Si Rachel sutil din.
Oy, nahabol ng patpat to
Nakikipag-date si Rachel sa terrace nila. Ginaganon yung buhok niya sa terrace. Tapos yung boyfriend niya umakit sa buhok niya.
Rapunzel.
Nanay tayong dalawa kaya.
Oo nga, haba na ng hair mo.
Yeah.
Oo, mahaba hair niyan. Anyway.
Pero iba talaga pag yung parent mo, tol
Anyway,
next
part na tayo.
Next part na tayo.
Anyway, question number 2.
I-segue mo na lang, DJ Ryan.
Sige, tag-iisang question na lang kayo doon sa mga questions na natitira, okay? Kasi lahat naman na nakasagot. Okay, simulan natin uli kay Noreen. Noreen, what is your biggest fear about raising kids? Yung buntis ka pa lang, or alam mo na, yung nalaman buntis ka, ano ba yung na-experience mo? Kinakabahan ka ba? Or ano yung kinakatakutan mo or something na fear mo?
I guess like for me, I'm always worried na am I making the right choices? Yung ganon. Yung bang I'm always questioning my decisions na tama ba to? Or ayun, like I'm just worried kasi syempre, you want to protect your kids, diba? From everything, from all sorts of, harm and danger and yun. So yun ang kinakatakutan ko na lahat ng decision ko, is it the right choice? But we have to just trust it, diba? We can't you can't question it too much. We're doing the best we can. So, pero yun, like, even the smallest worry. Sabi ko sa inyo, hindi ako pinapayagan to spend the night sa friends' houses ko. Well, now that, I know what it feels like, pag tinatanong ako ng mga anak ko, like, well, my eldest one is 15 na, and she's had, like, sleepovers sa Girl Scouts or things like that. But even that, I make sure na kilala ko kung sino nandoon. You know what I mean? Like, every decision I make, I always, pray na it's the best choice for them all because I want to protect my kids.
Wow. Thank you so much. Sa totoo lang guys, siguro pwede tayo maulit to, no? Kasi napakahaba. Pero anyway, let's shorten the story. Number 3 question is for attorney. Ayan, kay attorney. What is your favorite thing about being a parent?
Everything. Actually, being a parent, ito lagi ko sinasabi, you will only experience true love if you have children. Because that's the purest form of love anyone will ever experience. Talagang, kaya nga diba sa totoo lang, mas mahal ng magulang ang anak kaysa sa anak sa magulang. So, ibang-iba talaga yung nararamdaman ng mother sa anak niya. So, I'm really glad I've experienced that. So, that's why, I guess, plain and simple, ang answer is, the best part is, being able to be with these these people, like my children, Jed and Aliana, who I love so much. Ngayon, alam ko na what true love means, what unconditional love truly means. And based on all my, experience in all my entire life, sinasabi ko sa inyo, ngayon ko pa lang talaga naramdaman yung true love for my children.
Mm-hmm. No.
Wow.
Nice answer. And of course, Randy, is there a time when you really hated being a parent?
Wala Wala kasi iba-iba yung joy na nabibigay ng mga anak natin sa atin, na kahit na meron silang nagawang mali or meron silang nasabing hindi tama. Maintindihan mo pa rin kasi part of growing up. Kaya nga nandun tayo to guide them and to teach them. And pag nakita naman natin na ina-absorb nila yung mga tinuturo natin sa kanila and nabago nila yung maling ways, ang sarap bilang magulang, 'di ba? So I'm praying na there's nothing big na mangyayari sa mga anak ko na masyadong masakit o masyadong negative na maapektuhan yung buong family. Pero sa ngayon wala And siguro kahit na mangyari pa yon, as a parent, maintindihan ko pa rin at susuportahan ko pa rin sila at mamahalin ko pa rin sila.
Thank you so much, Randy. Contestant number 4. Rochelle,
world peace. World peace.
World peace.
Dapat tinatapos ko lahat ng sagot ko sa
world
And I thank you.
Ayan. Share us something about your favorite memory from your childhood.
Favorite memory? Actually, marami akong memories if you say favorite memory. Memory na naaalala ko na I actually remember up to this day is to earn my own money. Ako yung pinakamatanda sa magkakapatid. So when I see my parents suffering, para bang I think of ways how can I help my parents, right? So, I remember I was only 9 years old and yung papa ko may mga tanim na gulay sa backyard. So, ginagather ko yung mga gulay and then I would go house to house and sell it. But I'm also an introvert. So, for me to sell, it's like, like parang nakakahiya, but I have to do it. Parang in my head, I have to help out. Tapos may halo-halo stand pa ako on the side of the road. So yun lang yung naalala ko na I guess up to this day parang natuto akong to help parents, to help. Ganun naman tayo mga Filipino, even yung mga OFWs, 'di ba? We help. We send money 'di ba sa Philippines para tulungan yung ano. Even I think to this day, I don't think sa habang buhay ko na yan, I think to be able to help yung parents ko, yung kung sino man yung kailangan ng tulong, I think. Kaya, I think it becomes our thing na magsusumikap tayo. Pareho
Lahat
ang panganay ako, isang gulang
Magtaas lang kami because malapit-lapit lang ako, nasa LA lang.
Kaya pala madaming condominium si Ma'am Rachel sa Pilipinas.
Saan naman?
Sorry.
Kailangan natin magsumikap, right? That's the thing. So it makes me work harder and it makes me knowing na ang dami ko palang kailangan So I just, yung ano lang. But of course, that's life, di ba? But just being not responsible, I won't say it's a burden, but yung responsibility na natin yun eh. Na ano na natin, na-accept ko na. Na-accept ko na sa buong buhay ko yung mga ang tawag nito, yung mga classmates ko before, parang nainggit ako sa kanila kasi sila walang kagaya ng situation ko. Parang I feel like, yung mga puti, like, they're all like, because I grew up here in Toronto too, because I went to high school here. So parang nainggit ako sa kanila na sila parang walang burden. Bakit ako parang ang dami-dami kong burden?
Pero kung napapansin nyo, yung difference of pagpapalaki sa Philippines saka dito, dito talaga tinuturuan sila kung paano maging independent talaga. Pero sa Pilipinas, kahit teenager, kahit college na yung mga anak nila, gusto nila is sama-sama pa rin sila, nandun pa rin yung guidance ng parents, di ba? Ganun tayo napalaki na sobrang mahal natin mga anak natin, di ba? Ingatan natin sila dahil sabi nga, ayun yung mga treasure natin sa buhay natin, di ba? And minsan nga, nasa isip pa nga natin na parang, kasalanan ba natin na parang kaya na pinanganak sila tapos ganito ang mundo natin ngayon? Alam mo yun na parang ayaw natin makaranas sila ng mga ganitong situation, especially pag pandemic na parang alam mo yun, nandun sa atin yung burden na kailangan ingatan natin kung pwede lang ilagay sila sa isang comfortable na bubble, na kahit missile or nuclear hindi tatamaan, di ba? Napakasakit lalo na kapag nakikita mo sa ibang bansa na namamatay yung mga bata dahil sa gera, sa di ba? Kung isipin mo na yung anak mo doon, mapapaluha ka di ba? So I think we're fortunate na nandito tayo sa country na more on, di ba, masyadong pinalaki na parang, alam mo yun, na multicultural, na yung love pinapakita, yung sharing, di ba, mga ganun-ganun. Pero iba pa rin yung pag nakita natin yung nandun, nakaka-depress din minsan na parang it's so scary, especially sa ating mga anak kung ma-experience yung mga ganun, di ba? So, knock on wood, or syempre let's pray for that. But, okay, thank you so much for all your answers. Ayan. Pero si Aiden may share ka pa doon? About doon sa, sige, mamaya na lang. Siguro, hingin natin si Aiden ng
Baka mag-an hour and a half na tayo. Next na lang tayo.
Oo, tama. Oo. Ngayon, let's watch this video. This is, kasi alam ko yung pagtuturo sa mga anak, for example, simulan natin sa math, di ba? Pagtuturo ng math, like discarding hacks. Si Jolina, si Nico, and Melay. Sa YouTube to ng ABS-CBN. And kung gusto niyo sa Star Magic, meron din sa Star Magic YouTube, nandun yung link nila ng discarding hacks. Tinuturo rito yung mga anong diskarte or sarili nilang style sa pagturo ng mga math sa kanilang mga anak. So panoorin natin itong mga clips na ito, then I'm gonna ask you guys kung ano yung mga techniques din para malaman din natin mga viewers kung ano yung style ninyo sa inyong mga anak sa pagturo simulan natin sa math, alright? Okay. Ito, panoorin natin ito si Melay. Ito yung kanyang ginawa. So gumawa siya ng basket na merong mga flowers. So tuturo siya ng math sa pamamagitan ng style na ito. Okay, panoorin natin lang saglit.
Good luck, flower. So, ilan equals? Kasi ito 10 minus 1. Actually, ito di mo na pwedeng ilagay yan. Minus mo na lang dito ng 1. Yan. Ito bilangin mo to. That's 9.
example, 10. Kaya 9.
So, 10 minus 1. So, mapawasan siya ng 1. So, bipilangin mo ito. 1. Tinan natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. O, diba? So, you are correct!
Correct
Since
siya.
Mela is a cute little girl, Mela's choice of using flowers was very effective. The approach was very appealing to the senses of Mela. She can touch the flowers, feel its textures, and see the colors. In the process of learning, mapapansin natin na si Melay is ensuring to check, recheck, and explain the concepts in addition and subtraction. This is to ensure that Mela really understood everything. Malinaw na pinakita kung paano nadagdagan ang mga numbers sa addition.
Okay, yung kiniko naman, simulan natin sa 12:20.
What's up, pamilya? At hello din. Ano?
Hindi nyo man na-important.
Ano na import? That's what you call abstract art. Sabi mo. Diba? Tayo na nakakaintindihan. Halika. Ayan, lagay mo dito yan. Yan. Gagawa tayo ngayon ng mga questions, ha? Yan.
So ginagamit nila yung sa kanilang mga daliri. Ayan. Ay, kanilang mga daliri, yung ginamit nilang, for example.
10. Yan. And then, you need to put it down if you don't need. For example, this one, you can do this, like that, ha? Okay. Hold. Tingnan natin, ha? 5 plus 3. Oh, get 5 first. Get 5. Count finger.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then plus 3.
1, 2, 3.
And put it down na. Oh, ilan na? Ilan yan? Hold. Anong answer?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yun! Very good. Very good. Sunod. 2 plus.
So okay yun.
Nico is trying to get the attention of his son using colorful materials. With all the stickers, cutout papers, and different shapes, Aiden became so interested in the materials and the process of problem solving. Naging madali para sa kanya ang magbilang ng mga fingers from the math manipulative na ginawa ni Nico. Na-visualize niya kung ano ang nangyayari sa numbers in both addition and subtraction. Generally, maganda ang approaches ni Nico. Isa lang sa kailangan niyang i-incorporate ay to tell Aiden how he was doing in terms of skills in solving problems in math.
Yan. Ngayon naman doon tayo kay Jolina. Ito yung ating last na sample.
Hello!
Ayan.
Okay, tanggalin muna natin isang cup. So, here, 5 plus 4 equals, go answer. May sound.
9.
Yay! You are the winner, so you have a sticker. Okay, Pele, try mo naman.
Skip natin yan. 2304.
Jolina's positive attitude towards math is very important to Pele. Ang good practice ni Jolina ay she made use of recyclable materials available at home, decorated them with colorful stickers and number labels. Ang tawag dyan, math manipulatives. For Pele, naging very effective yung manipulative na ginawa ni Jolina because it allowed him to make his own math ideas and processes. Yung mga kids, gusto niyan yung may mga kinakalikot kapag nag-aaral sila. Very appreciative din si Jolina, no? Nakita ninyo na nagbibigay siya ng mga commendations such as very good. And you can see in her facial expressions that she's very happy for a job well done ni Pele. Lahat sila magagaling. And
Okay. Nakita nyo guys, ayun yung mga style ng ating mga friends, si Melay, ang kanyang anak na si Mela, and of course si Nico, anak niya si Aiden, and si Jolina, anak niya si Pele. Ayan. So ngayon, ang tanong ko naman sa inyo guys, simulan natin kay Noreen. Noreen, anong style mo? Anong secret recipe mo para makinig sa iyo ang iyong anak? Ayan.
Usually, okay, so for math, I agree with the video na kailangan may math manipulatives kasi it helps them, with the tactile kinesthetic kung may hawak sila. Pero, well, since I don't have, like usually like for example, I'll show you a picture. Sa school ko, kasi I teach elementary school din di ba? So, may mga manipulatives kami na ganyan, like, hundreds, tens, and ones. So, I'll teach you a trick na I tell my own kids tsaka my students. So, ito regrouping. Kita nyo?
Yes.
Hindi naman baliktad, no? Okay.
Saglit na. Kunin ko lang yung calculator ko, mama.
Okay. So, I didn't make up this saying, pero like a coworker of mine shared it many, many years ago. But one thing that she said, like to help kids with regrouping, di ba? Kasi like 5 minus 9, hindi pwede. So one thing that she said to me was more on the floor. So kunwari, ito yung floor, no? Ito yung floor. More on the floor. And we always start on the ones column. More on the floor. The top goes next door. Kunwari, like imagine nilang na bahay to, no? More on the floor, the top goes next door and gets 10 more. So like even for my students and my own kids, like kunwari magnanak pa yan sa pintuan. Itong number 5 will go next door. Hello, number 4, can I borrow from you? Because I don't have enough. So 4 says, sure. And actually, that's 4 tens, no? So normally, pag may manipulative sila, like they will have like the sticks that are equal to like tens. Like, kunwari, ito tens yan, no? So 4 tens yan. And so 1 will be taken away. Wala na yan. And it will go on this side. So you will add 10 to that side. And then ito, hindi na siya 4 tens. 3 tens na siya. Kasi tatlo na lang yung sticks that were 10. So this becomes 3. And then 5 plus 10, we put 15. And then they can subtract it na. So, 15 minus 9. And normally, like kung hindi nila alam yun, I teach them to draw it out. Kasi minsan, they don't know it yet. So they can draw it out, draw 15 sticks. Tapos, take away 9. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left.
Yun.
So, yun. Tapos, 3 minus 2 is 1. Yun ang trick ko.
Galing.
Wow.
Wow, galing naman.
Oo, maganda.
Teacher na teacher talaga, no?
Oo.
Oo.
Makikinig talaga yung mga bata. Parang may istorya pa, may
Yes.
bahay pa no?
Alam mo, teacher na rin, habang kasalita ka, may naamoy akong clay. Oo, kasi di ba pag mga bata tayo, di ba? Pag yung mga elementary tayo, pag nagtuturo teacher, may clay tayo, di ba? Mga ganun-ganun, di ba? Nagki-clay pa rin ba ngayon? Oh, nagki-clay pa rin pala
Oo,
ngayon.
may clay pa din, may clay.
Pero ang galing ni teacher na rin sa kanyang technique. Ngayon, tanungin naman natin si Attorney L. Attorney L, ano yung technique mo naman?
Yeah, naniniwala din ako sa manipulatives. Pero yung sa akin, minamanipulate ko yung mga anak ko. Sabi ko sa kanila, matatalino kayo, kaya nyo yan. Actually, ako kasi lumaki sa lola, right? And hindi man ako tinuturoan ng lola ko ever. Talagang, ano lang siya, parang she expects me to pass everything. So, she didn't even ask me for my grades growing up, right? So, parang expected lang niya napapasa ka na gano'n. So, since I've been a single mom ever since. So, hindi ever since. Nung naging single mom ako, nung 3 years old na yung bunso ko. So, I really, hindi, syempre ang parenting style ko, pareho nung kung paano ko pinalaki ni Lola, right? So, none of my children asked me for, well, actually, my daughter, my youngest, kasi nga, nasa French immersion siya dyan sa Canada, she would ask me to teach her French. And I'm like, I know nothing about French. You're smart enough. Anak, you're really smart. You can do that on your own. You don't need me. And even in math, sa math, anak, I'm really bad in math. That's why I became a lawyer. I tried to avoid numbers. So you're more intelligent than me, anak. You can do that. So growing up, none of them, wala ni isang assignment, homework, I did not help them. They were on their own. But I know other people say that's the bad parenting. I don't think so. Because now my kids are both adults. They're both independent. At an early age, I guess, I never taught them yung mga schools, nila, yung mga lessons in class. But I guess unconsciously, I was teaching them life, how to be independent. Because talagang Ganun ako eh. Lumaki kong, I was doing my own assignment. Kaya nga, honestly, when my friends teach their kids, I'm like, why? It's their assignment, not yours. Let them do it. Matuto sila. Yung ganun ako kasi. So ganun ko sila pinalaki. So,
More
they
being
grew up independent. And, kaya nilang wala ako actually.
Baga-add lang ako doon kay Attorney L. I don't think that's actually bad parenting. I took intro for early childhood education no. So actually what Miss L did, you just reinforce it on your kids na parang you made them believe on themselves that even though may challenge yung mga questions in their head, like mom said, I'm smart enough and I can do this. And that's actually way better than trying to help them learn something. And yung iba pang mga parents, kahit nahihirapan sila, nagtuturo sila sa kids, and what happens, yung frustration nila, napapasa nila sa mga bata. So now the child is having anxiety over math, and that will have a negative effect pa instead of just being supportive na anak, kaya mo yan. And it's not like you're passing it over because you don't want to help them. I think it's more like you truly do believe your kids will understand it and will get it, and they did, because they're like, if mom believes in me, then I know I can do it, and so they did. So I don't think that's bad parenting at all.
Yeah,
Yun
tama
lang.
yun.
And
Karagdagan
I
ko lang doon
thank you.
May insert ko lang dyan Naging, hilig ako ng math nung hanggang grade 5 yata ako. So naging best in math pa ako sa school.
Wow.
Pero after that, after nung hindi ko alam kung siguro dahil nagka-asthma ako. So siguro may psychological effect daw yung gamot. So parang humina ako sa math, nagkaroon na ako ng tutor, hanggang sa nag-end na yung mother ko na nagsasagot ng aking mga assignments. Kasi talagang hindi ko pasok sa isip ko yung math. More on iba yung hilig ko na. Hindi na yung math na switch na into something else. Pero tama yung sinabi nyo na kailangan maturuan yung mga anak na maging independent, kasi kapag umasa, like for me, parang umasa na ako dun sa sagot ng mom ko about dun sa mga assignments na siya sumasagot, pinapa-explain niya, hindi pumapasok sa isipan ko kung ano ba yung nangyayari, hanggang sa na-carry ko na yon hanggang paglaki ko, yung pagiging college ko, ganyan na parang nagkumuha nga ako ng electronics engineering, pero hindi ko siya tinapos kasi hindi ko na siya hilig. So napunta siya into broadcasting or entertainment before. Ganon. I don't know kung may kinalaman talaga doon sa gamot pero what I mean is, yung tama nga na dapat turuan yung mga anak na maging independent para kahit wala yung magulang nila doon sa kanilang tabi, masasagutan nila yung tanong at makikerry nila yan sa paglaki nila. Ikaw, Randy? Nagulat ka, no?
Nagulat. Ako naman, tama yung sinabi ni Adel na ang approach ko, kasi ang struggle na naman talaga ng lahat ng bata, kahit ako nung bata ako, math. Diba? Yes. So, tama
si Coco hindi.
Kahit ngayon, struggle pa din ako sa math.
So, ang approach ko naman sa kanila is, hindi ako nag-iinis. Though nakikita ko nahihirapan silang intindihin pero nagiging pasensya ako na maintindihan nila yung kung paano ba talaga nakukuha yung sagot following na yung equation, yung formula. Pero once na nakita ko na kaya na nilang masagutan, sinasabi ko sa kanila na yung practice noon is dapat sila na lang. And usually pag may mga test exam sila, like the next day may exam sila, ang ginagawa ko is nagpa-practice kami nung ganito, yung flashcards.
Uy.
So, nagwa one-on-one kami, tas tinatanong ko si Ethan, yung anak ko, which is, you wanna say hi? Say hi to them.
Hola. Hola pa talaga,
Hola.
Bongga.
So, dito kami nagpa-practice sa flashcard para napapractice silang doon sa mga kung multiplication ba yon, division ba yon, subtraction ba yon, para pag nagkapatong-patong na yung tanong doon sa test, alam nila kung paano atakihin yung equation, yung formula makuha nila. Pero I think the best thing talaga is yung sinabi ni Adel, wag mafo-frustrate. Huwag mafo-frustrate na talaga maging pasensya. Kasi bata yan di ba?
Yeah.
Nag-uumpisa pa lang yung makaintindi So, pag na-gets nila, na-pick up na nila, then doon natin sabihin sa kanila na disiplina, you gotta practice on your own, di ba? And if there's anything, that you needed help, let us know. Pero you gotta practice on your own. Kasi may mga gadgets naman sila to use to practice on their own.
True. Thank you so much, Randy, for that wonderful answer.
And world peace.
Naunahan ako. Anyway, si Rochelle. Ayan, si Rochelle. Rochelle.
Naku, pareho-pareho talaga tayo, El, ano. Actually wala din akong tricks sa pagtuturo ng anak. May pasensya akong konti, not too much. Kasi alam ko yung capacity ng kids ko. Alam ko kasi ang strength ko when I was young is actually math and science. Yun yung strength ko. Although math and science is not at all what I
Yan ang
do now.
weakness ko. Oh my God.
But I know even my daughter, I've never sat with her and taught her, but yet her grades are over 90s. So I believed in them. When I sit with them, I teach them simple things. Okay, yung tricks na nalaman ko lang, yung bed math, yung mga ganun-ganun lang, just to remind them. Pero other than that, I think ang inaano ko lang sa kanila, you already know. Like, you probably know more than I do. Kasi, di ba, ngayon hindi ko na matandaan yung the way I was back then. Iba naman yung ngayon, parang ang advanced na sila ngayon, right?
Yeah.
So, I believe na yung capacity nila, I know my kids' capacity. All I need to do is kind of guide them or take away the device. Sasabihin ko sa kanila, hindi ka tatanggal ko yung iPad mo or yung right? Pag-focus ka. Kasi I know, once they focus, they know, they will get it. So yun lang yung trick na inaano ko. I will take away your gadget unless you focus. So you need to focus and actually learn. Ganun lang yung ano ko. Pero nothing too complicated yung tinuturo. Kagaya ng kay Nurin kanina, I teach my kids that too. Kasi alam ko din yung tricks na ganun. So but nothing too fancy.
Yung mga dinedrag na gano'n. Naalala ko yun eh.
Naalala ko yung carry na ganyan.
Binibilugan yung natitira or something, di ba?
Tinuturo ko din yan sa anak ko. Pero hindi naman ganun ka-complicated.
May mga ganun pa nga eh. Natatandaan nyo yung ganun.
Alam mo yung kamay?
Yun.
8 times 8.
Multiplication yan.
Ganito pala.
Multiplication. Ano to?
Try mo yung babae, add mo yung taas. Ganun lang yun.
Yung ganun.
Wait, Brian.
Yeah.
Sabihin lang ako, kasi yung audience natin, baka sabihin nila, tong si Attorney L, di tinuruan yung mga anak niya, di ba? Ano kaya nangyari sa mga yun? Well, I just want to make sure that, alam nyo na, yung daughter ko nga, di ba? Hindi ko talaga tinuruan ever. Gumraduate siya ng high school, nagulat, ng elementary, nagulat ako. Diyan na siya sa Canada. Highest average award. So, ibig sabihin siya yung pinakamataas ang grade. Best in English tapos Pilipino siya. Yung mga puti, tinalo pa. Tapos may kasama siyang, best in English, dalawa silang Pinoy. Isn't that funny? Nice. Anyway, best in math, best in mga, sabi ko, paano niya ginawa? Ang galing na anak ko, wala talaga ako tinuro sa kanya. So, yung audience natin, hindi naman sila napariwara. So, nag-aaral naman sila.
Naniniwala kami doon.
Nag-explain.
Naniniwala mo yun, attorney, kasi mukhang may tumatawag na ng Child Protective Services eh.
Actually, kinakancel ko lang ngayon. May tumatawag na nga eh.
Graduate na po silang dalawa. Si Aliana graduated from McGill University with a degree of Bachelor of Arts in Linguistics and Philosophy. Parang nanay, philosophy. And my son naman, dyan naman sa York University in Social Justice. So, maayos naman po silang dalawang lumaki.
Buti na lang talaga hindi tinuruan ni Attorney L yung...
Exactly. That's actually what I said. Sabi ko, see, if I meddled with your math, you will be best in math.
Pero sa totoo lang tama naman kasi lahat tayo may iba-ibang klase mga pagtuturo sa mga anak. Pero alam natin na tama yun. Kumbaga, di ba, anak natin yun, nakikinig tayo sa iba, mga ideas ng iba, pero we have our own style. Di ba?
And your children are different too, di ba? They demand different.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. Like for me, ako, sabi natin, ayoko ng math, ayoko makita ng mga computation na ganyan. Pag nakita ko yung anak kong ganyan, umiiwas na ako eh. Alam mo, parang iwas na ako responsibilidad, parang ganun dating eh. Pero, nakikita ko yung anak ko, talagang nakikinig siya. Ayun naman talaga dapat eh. That's the reason why there's teachers. Then, pag nakinig ka sa teacher, maiintindihan mo talaga lahat. Diba?
Exactly.
Maiintindihan mo talaga lahat. Yan yung mga teacher na nag-aral yan para maturuan ng inyong mga anak, hindi yung tuturuan ng iyong anak. Minsan, di ba? Para, ngayon, syempre, ang magulang, like for example, me, kung hindi ko hilig yon, iwas ako. Pero nakikita ko yung anak ko na talaga nakikinig siya at nakakasagot na siya, nagugulat kami. Hindi na siya yung dependent sa magulang.
Yeah.
Maganda, like, kahit iwanan mo siya dyan the whole day na nag-aaral tapat ng school niya sa computer, natatapos niya at confident siya masagutan yung mga assignment niya. After na mag-game na siya. Kumbaga natuturuan natin siya ng time management. Yeah.
May connect ka na ngayon. So, kayo, mga bata pa anak nyo, ako lang ang pinaka-gumraduate ng mga anak ko, di ba? Kayo, mga bata pa anak nyo, alam nyo nang gagawin. Ituro nyo si Tita Noreen. Ayan yung teacher. Sa kanya kayo magtanong.
Ma'am, salamat. And now, of course, I would like to thank you guys for sharing your how to teach your children about math, ganyan. And syempre yung good deeds and a lot of stuff sa yung mga anak. We have a very special guest here. We have Maria who will say something about parenting, and let's listen to her. Maria, thank you so much for coming. And here she is. Yeah.
Hi, Maria.
Hi. It was so wonderful hearing you all and all your experiences and sharing.
So Maria, they're not from Canada. So some are in LA, California, Vancouver, Scarborough. Toronto pa rin, ganyan.
Very worldly.
Yung mga nanonood sa atin ngayon, siyempre worldwide, nandiyan siya Beyonce Music from Japan. May mga anak din to. Ayan. Thank you so much kay Apsi. Ayan, na teacher din. So ngayon, let's listen to Maria kung magbibigay siya ng something about parenting. Go ahead, Maria.
So I have a 20-year-old boy, and for the majority of his life, he was raised by me as a single parent. And one of the things that I really appreciated was learning that he was my teacher as well. He taught me so much because, truth be told, as much as I want to be unconditional, having been a single parent, I learned that we can often stress ourselves as parents, right? Because when they're younger, I realized the different stages that my son was going through, I was also going through. And when I didn't pay attention to my own self-regulation, self-awareness, it definitely came out in my style of parenting with him. And if there is anything that we can do in the spirit of unconditional, what I have learned is that no two parents are the same. And the role of a parent isn't even a role of a parent. True parenting is about relationships, right? So that's what I learned. And I experienced that by seeing him evolve because of that. And some of the terms that you all share and have in common, which I think is fantastic, is you really are acting in the capacity of a guide and a model. Now, the question becomes, what is supporting that from within you? Is it from traditions? Is it from within you as well? Because what we're guiding is the true them to realize who their true selves are. It's their way, not our way. That's what I learned in my time with my son. He's, I think one of you mentioned the independence component, very important because they don't belong to us. We're just a vessel to help them and guide them because they have their own way in their own life, right? I think that that's also part and parcel to that unconditional component of love. And if they can't find their own way, I remembered myself being such a helicopter mom, if you know that term, where I didn't want him to hurt. Now, it was very necessary and important in his early formative years, of course, when he was still developing. As he grew older, this is what I mean about him being my teacher, where I had to self-regulate myself and not control the situation because I was taught that. Really, he taught me how to guide him. And we have great conversations. I see his independence where it's not just about the academia education, it's about him as an individual with his own character for what he's going to bring into the world, of which I have no clue still to this day because he's still exploring. And I believe that that is what makes him feel his self-esteem, his own self-awareness. So we can't underplay that even for ourselves because of the test of love, where sometimes impatience can become eagerness, and if we see it as an impatience in ourselves and we have that frustration and anxiety, that could be what we're also modeling to our children, regardless if they're young children or if they're adult children. And the adult children, especially in this day and age, where many of them could still be requiring to live with us, right? How do you live with an adult child? That's the journey that I'm going through with my own son, and paying attention to him, engaging with him in an adult way where the parenting component is still there, but me learning from him that he is his own person, Anyways, that's what I wanted to share, was that if there was anything we could do is in that lifelong learning process, it is a two-way street. We learn from them. In fact, many of us could be learning much more from them than the other way around, depending on how full and complete we are when we're sliced and diced with the many different other roles that we play in life. Being a single parent or having to work at a relationship with the rest of the family. Maybe we come from a household where we have multi-generations in there. So that can stress us. And we can't forget that to be human is to be as honest as we can be. I never figured it out. I figured it out with my son. And even on the education part, the support mechanisms that we need to identify is that we don't do it on our own, so that it can kind of alleviate unnecessary stress in the capacity of the parenting relationship we have with our kids. So if the school system is teaching us, one of the things that I've learned, and I've also coached with other parents in their authenticity, is who is your support mechanism as a parent? The school system is one example of a support mechanism. So if they're teaching a certain curriculum and it's clear that my son is not learning or is misbehaving in class, there is an obvious reason for it, sourced from the home perhaps, but also from the school system. How well do you know my child? And let's talk. Let's engage my son in there as well. So the support mechanisms that we have are also very important, I think, for parents as well. Yeah.
So inspiring. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
Well said.
Thank you so much.
Well said.
Especially in two-way, should be a two-way relationship. Like, you're not the only one who will teach your children, but your children will teach you as well. Tama naman, di ba?
Yeah.
That's true.
And nangyayari sa akin yun. Even though 8 years old yung anak ko or yung isa is 5, may natututunan ako sa kanila. Di ba? Napakasarap din naman ma-feel na kumbaga ang magulang ay hindi yung parang porket magulang ka kailangan, di ba? Kailangan doon ka sa priority and everything. Pero you need to think na yung anak mo is may individual brains din sila, making decisions for themselves, and especially may matututunan sila na pwedeng ma-share sa'yo.
Absolutely. My son, when he was 15 years old, he didn't like the fact that there was a lot of confrontation between us because I was raised in an intact family and they were true Filipinos, so family is just the traditional way of upbringing. My son, who is Canadian and is in a split home, so to speak, surprised me this one time. And what he mentioned to me was that he had said to me the frustration that he had with me was I seemed so uptight. And it was because I was very impatient. I had to do work after in the evening, and I had to get up early in the evening, or early in the morning. And he said, "You always seem so rushed." And I appreciated him being able to vocalize how he felt about it and that we could explore it as well in terms of, what his viewpoint was. So hearing and communicating is so critical. If we pinch that in our relationship, it doesn't matter what control we have. It doesn't matter what grades he has, because it's going to creep up. And, we talk a lot about feelings because he was the kind of individual who thought girls talk a lot and boys just don't.
Right? Yeah. But you know what? I agree with you, Maria, because my children are adults now, right? And now, actually, my son is the eldest. Jed, hello. He's now my advisor. They both actually tell me now what I've done wrong when they were growing up, right? So I was a very strict parent. I was a single mom like you. So, and I did not know what I was doing actually, but so it's like experimenting. So I was really very strict with them, but now we have a relationship and I listen to them. I listen to him. I listen to my daughter when they tell me, no, you're doing this wrong. You were this, you were that. And even my son, I remember he said to me, you know what, Mom, whenever people talk to you, you don't even smile. Like someone, like example, he said, we're in the mall. Someone comes up to you to ask for the washroom. You look at them like this. So you have a resting bitch face. I'm like, what?
I always say that to my mom.
Right? Yeah, it's like, you're a bitch. I'm not a bitch. But yes, you are, Mom, because you don't smile. You know what? After that, everything changed. Because of what he said, every time someone, calls my attention, I'm like, yes. So it's like, because honestly, I wasn't aware of it, right?
Yeah.
I just had that face. I'm like,
yeah.
Right?
And you know what? Because you accepted it and you took it, for me, it demonstrates the fact that you feel good and you feel grounded. Many times there could be times when we're so stressed out that we think we're really parenting, when the question is, are we being the child, or is the child being the child?
Well, I was being a child according to them, right? But they didn't tell me that until now. So, but I said, I'm so sorry. I explained to them, being a single mom, it's not easy, I tried my best. But they understand now that I really did try my best. And for them, I'm the best mom ever. So I guess I did something right.
Hey, they only have one frame of reference. You are the only mom. You are the only dad. And there really isn't anything, there's no right or wrong, because that is so unique. It's like a snowflake. Every snowflake is different. So every parent-child relationship is going to be unique unto their own. And that's what I mean about different stresses. I had one client who was so devastated that her son decided to quit university after second year. And when we explored it, what we realized was that she was devastated, not for the child. She was devastated because, gosh, what is it going to look like to my friends that my son did not stay in school? Well, it's not about other people. It's about you and you knowing your child. If your child has his or her way, who's to say that we know what's right for them? Really? Now, it doesn't mean that we are quiet about it, but it also doesn't mean that when we voice something out to the other human being, now we can talk about the fact that they're a human being, is that they're also going to have their viewpoint. You wouldn't have done him or her by right if they didn't have a voice, if they didn't say to you, this just doesn't feel right. And a lot of the work that I do is really around feelings management. If we can help our tomorrow's leaders at a young age and leverage the fact that it's all about relationships, relationship is the channel for love. There is no other channel. So if we can get good with that, love is so feelings based. We are human species are very feelings type of people. Now, can you imagine that this is what my son said at 17. I hear no all the time. How many times does a child hear parameters, rules, got to get this grade, you got to get that, and then realize for themselves that if they don't feel right, they're just made to keep quiet about it. There's nothing right and there's nothing wrong. So long as, all the basics, like their safety, they're not drug addicts or whatever. But if they're exploring, then they're exploring because they're going to find their way. Yeah. And so emotional maturity is so important. And we can't underestimate that for ourselves and for the children that we have, both young children and adult children. They go through the different stages. I think there's, how many of us are parents of adult kids? Right? I don't know about you. Do you guys feel the same way? Different stages, right? And you evolve with them.
They evolve somehow.
I wanted to share something, being a father for a 24-year-old son. It's my son teaches me also, because we have to, every time he says something or has an problem or something, I keep in my mind the name Laura. Laura, we have to listen, acknowledge, understand, and relate, and then act. So it's very useful to to listen, acknowledge them, understand them, and then you relate, and then you act what he said. So,
And then who's Laura, tol?
You always think of Laura. Think of Laura.
Think of Laura.
The neighbors.
Yes, the neighbors.
That is Laura. Yun. Listen.
I love your acronyms, Coco. I really do. I was thinking of one for you for this segment as well. And one of the acronyms that I use with the people that I work with is peace. And it's all about how we can help to understand the perceptions that we're projecting out. Are we really good with that perspective and that perception? Because as a role and as a guide, our children look to us, or we like to think that we're in around the orbit of their vicinity in our relationship. And then E stands for the energy that we have with them. So thinking that it's not about the time we spend with them, it's about the energy we exchange with them that vibrates love, so that they can vibrate out love to others as well. And then it's about the alignment of actions. How are we aligning to the perception of understanding ourselves and the person, which is our child, with that energy. And the energy I'm talking about, since this is Pinot Vibes, is the high frequency energy. Love is high frequency energy. It's not dense energy like frustration, depression. All those feelings tell us, they navigate us to tell us that there is something that needs to be satisfied so we can get back to what we are, which is love, right? And the channel, as I mentioned, is relationships. And then finally, I'm at the A. The C in peace is commitment with accountability. It's holding ourselves accountable and committing. But in that process of commitment with accountability, we're also modeling that for our kids as well. And then the final E is expanding that out. And it will just naturally expand itself out and sustain itself, because what we've done is we've effectively guided, by guiding ourselves, we've also guided that human being to expand it out and multiply it out. That's vibes for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Palakpakan natin si Miss Maria, guys. Ayan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria, for coming. We really appreciate your attendance.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
did you
so
write
much.
down in the notebook that you're double vaccinated already or something?
Oh,
Since
I have it on my cell phone.
Oh, okay. Coco Martinez. Ano yung Coco?
since Maria gave an acronym, I have ABCs for all of you.
ABCs?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Coco, go.
Ano yun?
ABC.
You're adorable.
No. Always be careful.
Always be careful.
Dahil may COVID?
Dahil may COVID.
DEF.
Oh, ano yung DEF?
DEF.
Don't ever forget.
Don't ever forget.
Dumahaba na yung ABC. Wala
CHI.
tayong oras.
Oh.
Dediretso ko na, XYZ.
Okay, XYZ.
See you soon.
I
Thank you
can't
so
believe
much,
there's
Coco
no
Martinez.
knock-knock joke.
Oh.
Meron yan. Oh, Coco. May entry
knock-knock.
ka. May entry ka.
Okay, game. Knock-knock daw, Coco.
It's a Tagalog.
Ano
Do
yan?
you eat knock-knock?
Who's there?
Who's there?
Chicken.
Chicken who?
Chicken niya pa rin babalik. Sigaw ng damdamin. Chicken
Sige,
niya pa
pagbigyan
rin.
natin yan.
Chicken Joy.
Okay.
Chicken Joy.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for the time. And I know that you guys learned each other about, how to, deal with, with the kids. And thank you so much,
Yes.
Maria. That's a very, very informative and inspiring
Yep, it's
story about, your son and you. And of course,
Thank you.
the
Thank you,
lesson that we got
Maria.
Thank
to
you. It's so
teach
nice to
me.
meet you all.
Ayan, kay Rochelle, kay Randy,
Mhm.
kay Attorney L, kay Coco and Adel. Ayan. So, sana masunod pa to. Kumbaga, alam ko, may kumbaga yung time natin dito is medyo, di ba, busy rin tayo lahat. Pero we really appreciate it on behalf of Pinoy Vibes Toronto na nandito kayo lahat. Ayan. And of course,
Yes,
bago ang
love
lahat,
that.
syempre, I would like to congratulate Pinoy Vibes Toronto for nominated, or we have an award from tawag dito, ATC Summit Awards 2021. Ayan. So,
Oh,
thank you
that's
so
great.
much. Ayan, sa December
Congrats.
27, 2021 sa Seascape, Manila, Philippines, Yatay Asian Cuisine. Sige, pupunta kami dyan. Gagawin namin ng lahat para makapunta dyan. Ayan. Pero dahil dyan, maraming salamat. Ayan. Wala kami dito kung wala kayo. Kaya
Yes.
solid kapamilya tayo. Thank you so much, TFC, for the trust. And thank you sa ating mga ka-vibes. Ayan, kay Adel ng Vancouver, kay Coco. And sa inyo lahat, hope this is not the last sa ating show about parents, right?
I don't think it's going to be.
Lots to learn
Yan,
about
kumbaga
parenting.
napakalaki pag-uusapan.
It's not a 1 hour segment.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
1 hour. Like,
No.
you're almost like 1 hour, 2 hours na.
Oh, is it?
Oo.
Diba?
Wow.
Pero napansin nyo ba yung bilis ng oras, diba?
No.
Hindi.
Oh, yeah.
Kasi informative at higit sa lahat nakaka-relate tayo lahat, diba? Hindi
Yeah,
ko naman
it is.
kasi dito pag-usapan natin is coconut lang. Diba?
Coconut
Pag-usapan
nut.
natin is about yung experience natin in life, diba?
Mm.
So thank you so
And
much.
Brian,
Yes.
I want to thank you for introducing us to Rochelle, who is very helpful. And now Randy and Noreen, we found the producer.
Ayan. Yes. Oo, totoo. Pwede.
Rochelle,
yan. Rochelle, alam mo na yan. Ayan. Maria, for your information nga pala, si Noreen, si Elle, si Randy, si Rochelle, actually lahat dito, mga actresses, mga actors.
Ooh,
Lahat
wow.
sila may mga movies na yan.
Not me.
Tapos may mga
Sorry.
teleserye din sa Philippines. Like si Elle sa Probinsyano, lumabas na rin to si Attorney Elle. And si Randy may movie yan, yung Zeus the movie. Tito, hashtag Tito Alert din yan. Ayan. Sino rin Tita Alert. Di ba? Si Coco Martini, marami, ayan. Si Adel Soon sa Avengers.
Avengers.
Avengers,
Si Black
diba?
Widow po
And
ako.
for Star Magic.
Ako,
Star
Who's
Magic
on
tayo,
Avengers?
ma.
Oo.
Who's on Avengers? I'm a big Marvel fan.
Diba? Ayan, si Rogue po yan. Si Rogue.
Yan din. Ako yung stuntman ni Black Widow Maria.
Ayan, si Black, ayun.
Nakikita mo yung hair ko doon. Pag nakatalikod si Black Widow, ako yun, Maria.
Oh, siya yun.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! I need to
Oo.
check that out.
Ako yung hinahampas-hampas ng mga villains. Okay.
Tapos Star Magic din kami. Ito si
Yes.
Elle, Star Magic. Si Randy, student ng Star Magic yan. Si Rochelle, kabatch din namin yan. And siya yung na AMP Star Magic. Si Noreen, Star Magic na rin yan. Si Coco, kabatch ko yan sa batch 1 ng Canada. Yan, first na batch 1 ng Star Magic.
So ako naman ang pinakamatanda sa inyo. Ano ba yan?
Si AD, papasok din ng Star
Wow.
Magic yan. Yan.
I'm amongst superstars. Oh my goodness.
But you're the star of the night kasi
Yeah.
di ba?
You are, Maria.
The best for last at may natutunan kami na
Yes.
Oo.
deeper.
It's like we need to talk. It's like we just want to listen. It's like that is so
Everyone,
important.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Anyway, before tayo mag-say goodbye, pag sinabi kong dahil sa Pinoy Vibes Toronto, good vibes lang, lahat tayo magaganito, alright?
Tol,
Okay. Wala.
may iwanan lang ako tungkol na pag-usapan natin yung math, di ba?
Oo.
Ay, di mo pa tayo tapos doon?
Oo.
Hindi, may habol siya eh. May habol.
Hindi makamubon, parang relationship.
Lagi ko sinasabi to, yung math of life.
Oh, say math of
ano
life.
yan?
Go ahead.
Math of life, you have to add kindness, subtract hatred, multiply love, and if that happens, no division will happen.
Wow.
Divide.
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 So next time, Exolom na yan. Ayan. So, always be careful. Don't ever forget. Ayan. O, di ba? May
ABC.
natutunan.
See you soon.
ABC.
See you soon. Ayan.
See
Dahil
you
dito sa
soon.
Pinoy Vibes Toronto, good vibes.
Good vibes.
Bye mga ka-vibes. Bye mga pamilya. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye guys. Bye.
Pasyal, kainan, kahit anong kwentuhan. Basta may kasayahan, di namin kayo iiwan. Lahat pag-uusapan, sabay nating mararanasan. Ang tunay na pagsasama na dito nyo lang mararamdaman.
Dito sa Toronto, libangin tayo ng isang grupo Pinoy at Toronto. Yeah! Yummy!
Pinoy Vibes Toronto, yeah!
Pinoy